if in any way you pay a house rent worth 15,000. Okay, fine. Do this. Even if you're watching me from outside the country, please get the concept. Whichever the amount of money that you're paying, that's like $200 or maybe like 150-ish US dollars or something. So if you're in Kenya, if you pay 15,000 Kenyan shilling for your rent, please watch this video to the end. Why? Because there's something that you're missing out, and you can do something, but you ride on the vehicle of excuse and the blame game. Oh, there is no money to be saved, there is no money to be invested in, and what have you. So watch this video to the end, and I'm telling you, you're gonna get something. I dare promise you. At the tail end of this video, you're gonna get what I'm gonna say. Okay, now this is the point. See, if you're watching me for the first time and you've never subscribed, and some of you are watching my videos without subscribing, by the way, that's like stealing somebody's idea. Go ahead and tell me thank you by simply subscribing, hitting that subscription button, that small button written subscribe, and make sure that you like the video, comment on the comment section. All right, and by the way, you guys have been saying, hey Joseph, take a breath in between when you're talking. You talk too fast. Okay, fine, I'm gonna take my time. Okay, slowly. Now, when I say you're earning 15,000, or rather you're paying house rent worth 15,000 per month, 15,000, as little as 15,000 Kenyan shilling per month, that's what you're paying for your rent. Now, let's talk, okay? Let's talk. Maybe let's say you're paying, this is a one bedroom, for instance. This is a one bedroom, okay? That's a one bedroom. Let's be sincere. Is there an option of, say, 10,000, maybe even, let's even say 13,000? There is a one bedroom that you can pay 13,000, isn't it? There is another one you can pay 10,000, isn't it? Oh, by the way, there is still another one that you can even pay 9,000, okay? I can go with the list until we reach to a one bedroom that you can pay for 5,500, isn't it? Obviously, if I ask you why are you paying this, obviously there are some trailing of the reasons. Oh, you know what, Joseph, for security purposes, I want to live a decent life, I want to do this. Oh, maybe it's closer to my job. Oh, by the way, if you want me to pay the 5,500 one, maybe I live in Ashanti places, and what if I live in Nairobi? But anyway, the point is this. The fact remains, if you are paying a house rent worth 15,000 Kenyan shillings per month, just consider yourself a middling. Okay, fine. We know we have middle incomers who are paying one bedroom for 120,000, 200,000 per month. But let's be sincere. Someone who is paying 15,000 rent per month, guess what means? This guy has the capability, out of the salary that he or she is earning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15,000 of it actually goes for the landlord. Let's say assume you earn 60,000 a month. And by the way, not most people earn 60,000 a month in Kenya. I'm telling you, people earn even 20,000. Obviously, it would be crazy and out of order for you to live, 15,000 per month rent and you are being paid 20,000. If you're doing that, now here we are. Okay, when you earn, let's say 60,000, let's be a bit logical, okay? Let's say you're earning 60,000 per month. If you earn 60,000 per month, then you're paying this 15,000 Kenyan shilling per month for your house rent. You see, you're remaining with 45,000. And by the way, when I say 60, probably you're earning 75. I've not done the pay or whatever and whatever. If you earn 60, if you do those deductions, probably what you're going to pocket home is around 48,000. 48,000, you deduct 15,000. We are speaking the language of 30-something thousand. Are we together? Can you imagine this? If you're earning, assume that you earn 60,000. Assume that you earn 60,000. Guess what happens now? If you earn 60,000, simply means like if my month is made up of 30 days, it's like you're earning 20,000. Not even like, my goodness, my pen has jammed. Yeah, let me use the other one. Let's say if you earn 60,000, means that you earn 2,000 daily. And guess what? If you're paying house rent worth 15,000, it simply means it is 2,000 day 1, 2,000 day 2 times around, say, day 7. So that gives you 14,000. Plus another half day. So 7.5 days, 7.5 days is not yours, is for your landlord or your landlady or whatever the thing you call them. Okay? Now, 7.5 days, you pay that somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 15,000, you give it to somebody. Now, and then you add the groceries, the shopping, and what have you, probably another 15,000, another 7.5 days. Whoa, we are talking about half of the month is gone. And then after that, because you'll be like, oh my goodness, I have to treat myself, I have to make myself happy. You go grab yourself some coffees and what have you. Maybe that goes for another 3,000. Another whole 1.5 days goes for somebody. You go buy yourself some shoes and clothing and what have you. Another some couple of thousands goes for your manufacturer and the people who are doing those clothing. And probably you are paying school fees. You go pay the teacher. That money is not ending in your pocket, pay the teacher. all right, or pay the owner of the school, actually pay the owner of the school. Now, let me ask a very simple question. If you have the audacity to pay somebody 15,000 per month for the rent, for them to give you a place where you can actually rest and have a roof on top of your head, then what are you doing to yourself? Can't you even just look for only 3,000 for you and set it aside and say, guess what? This is the amount of money that I'm paying myself. Yes, it's not equivalent to that what I'm paying. By the way, this is what I always challenge people. Try as much as, if you can have the audacity to pay somebody 15,000, try as much as you can, save equivalent of that what you are paying them for the rent. I know that would be a little bit steep, maybe not applicable to everyone, okay? But what if you were to stretch yourself? What if you were to say this, I and the landlord, we're going to go the 50-50 way. And whenever you're going next to look for a house, ask yourself, I'm migrating from where I live, I'm going to pay my house 20,000. Can I be able also to save myself 20,000? If you cannot be able to do that, if you cannot save the equivalent that you're paying for your house rent, just tell yourself, I cannot afford this. This is like telling yourself, if you cannot afford it twice, don't buy it. That's a very great saying by somebody called the 50 Cent. You know, he said that if I cannot afford it, you know, was it 50s or Kanye West? I think it was Kanye West. He said that if I cannot afford it twice, I cannot buy it. All right. So the point is this. So whenever you want to migrate to buy and say, or maybe rent yourself a good place and what have you, ask yourself, can I afford this particular thing? Can I go ahead and be able to, you know, pay this 20,000 per month to the landlord or the landlady, and at the same time manage to save a similar amount of money? If you're paying 15 and you save 15, you're at 30. If you're earning 60,000, so you already know you cannot afford that particular thing, because yeah, you paying the rent, living, paying your groceries, paying your school fees, those are not development. Those are not developmental things. They do not grow you. They do not develop you. They don't move you from one level to the other. No, you just look sustainable. You're going to be healthy. It's true, because you're eating healthy. True, you're going to look nice. True, people going to say, hey, wow, you're so responsible. You educate your kids. True, but does not mean growth. You're not growing. You're going to be stagnant. And guess what happens, by the way? You're only 3 or 4 months away from you being broke and homeless. Why? Say your job is not there. What will happen? You don't have any system that is actually earning you any income. Probably you don't even have an emergency fund set aside for you. So meaning you're just riding on your probability of crisis. So what you do is that, yes, I'm paying this amount of money. Well, you may not be able to raise this at this particular time, because I'm not telling you people tomorrow morning you migrate from where you live, but you can be like, you know what, if I'm paying somebody 15,000, then how much am I paying myself? And if you can manage to raise so the whole ultimate goal is to actually raise the 15,000. But let's be logic. Maybe you may not be able to do that right now, but you can be like, you know what? I'm paying somebody 15,000. How about if I can manage to raise the similar amount of money, but rather half of that amount of money, then I channel it towards an investment. And then you look at it from the lenses of, you know what? One day, obviously, ain't gonna be working. I'm not gonna have these active energies that I'm having. So I'm looking forward that one day I'm gonna have something that is actually earning me the, you know, what we call the extra income, aka the passive income, that gonna sustain me as I move along the way. Sometimes I usually feel bad when you see somebody, you know, I had a client who was earning quite a good amount of money, and she was living in these affluent places where the rent goes for like 120,000 or 1B and something of sort. And I was like, okay, there's nothing wrong about that. So I asked the person, do you have a family? No. Are you looking forward into having one? Yes. Have you saved anything? Yes, but I feel like I'm saving less. How much are you saving? First of all, she was earning around, after the deductions was coming out, around 360,000 a month. So that is a guy who is earning around half a mic, you know, 500 G's and something. And she was like, you know what? You know, I grew up in poverty. I didn't have this luxury. I didn't have all this. So it's like you are being like, you're now approaching this money with emotions. You know, you're approaching your money with what we call, you know, the old age traumas, because people are suffering from traumas. If you didn't know, we have the financial traumas, we have the money traumas. You know, you didn't enjoy all that kind of. By the way, how many of you watching this video, you grew up bouncing castles? How many of you have ever jumped in a bouncing castle? I'm 32 years old, heading 33 next month, but I've never jumped on a bouncing castle. So I never had that luxury. I never grew with it. Fine, I'm not saying that we should all trail to the bouncing castles and enjoy. I'm picking a simple example, or trampoline or something. But the thing is, at least, you know, people substitute that with them drinking, having parties, buying unnecessary things, proving to people indeed they're doing well financially. Can you imagine this? Using the money, some people even use their borrowed money to buy these particular things. And can you imagine this? Using or spending the money that you do not have to buy the things that you don't need to please people that you don't even want or even love or even know in the first place. Can you imagine this? You know, squandering your money or breaking your bank to buy an item to please a random person in town that you don't even know, who does not even care in the first place. And I was using this example with some of my strategic people because I don't have friends. And I was telling them, assuming that you go somewhere and buy yourself a car using a debt or a loan, and this car is not making you anything, you've actually broken your bank. And of course, you pull up with that car to us and we'll be like, whoa, 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 what an amazing car. Obviously, you will get that whoa, whoa, whoa. But after that, 2 minutes we forgot. And by the way, as we are saying whoa, 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 if another car was to pull up a better than yours, will shift their attention, be like, wow, now this is the car. You get what I'm saying? So live a life whereby, you know, you don't have to live a life of proving something to some people. And I love the Morgan Housel, the author of the book called the Psychology of Money. He said the biggest financial thing that you can ever have, you know, in life is is you having the ability of living a life that you don't have to prove to anybody that indeed you're doing well financially. When you actually, you know, assume that lane, I'm telling you, you're gonna actually save a lot of money because people use a lot of money to actually. Some people even rent these places, you know, those high-end places, just to prove a point that they're doing well financially. But if you ask them that, how much are you paying yourself? You're like, what do you mean paying myself? See, when you get paid, you still need to also pay yourself. You know, and paying yourself does not mean buying that clothes. It means that you investing, buying a day that you don't have to work in future. So if you're paying this amount of money, my dear brothers and sisters, please work on. And by the way, if you're dating somebody, you know, a guy who lives in this particular place, go ask them this question. Ask them, hey, you know what, babe, whatever the names you guys call each other. You know what, babe? Wow, I love the place that you live. Wow, and do you pay? Don't ask them how much they pay themselves, because that would be like, you get what I'm saying. You see, you need to be smart in this world. So ask them, wow, babe, you live in a quite of an amazing place, you know? And wow, wow, how much does this go for? Or maybe you don't even have to ask. You can just actually do your own guesswork. Maybe. Oh, by the way, do you even pay yourself in the first place? Don't get, you know, sometimes ladies, you go hook around with a guy who shows you nice life, treating you, doing. Be worried if you're looking forward getting married to that individual. Be worried. Ask them, okay, fine, we are eating these things, we are having outing and whatever. Do you take care of your finances? Do you take care of yourself? Do you put your finances in order? Do you invest? Do you do all those kind of things? Ask those serious questions. If they feel like you are being a nuisance when you're asking those substantive questions, you'd rather break even 100 relationship than even a single marriage. That's a very true thing. So be very careful, keen and cautious, because sometimes we get along with people who don't even have anything between their ears. They don't have anything. They're just consumer mentality. They see you with 100,000 somewhere, they think about how can I even consume it. They don't even think about how can I make it 101,000. And the moment you actually join hands with that kind of an individual, I'm telling you, your dreams will actually be pulled down. You'll try as much as you can. Your dreams will be pulled down. And the moment you get off these guys, wonders will come. I'm not saying you people should separate. No, I don't advocate for that. Okay? But what you're supposed to understand is that at all the time, understand yourself. Know who you are, what you want, and where you are heading. And what's the genesis of this conversation? If you're paying your house this amount of money, don't have any excuse. You gotta do something for yourself as far as the life is concerned. And that's me. That's good, Joseph. I've done my submission. I've really used a lot of time to explain that video, and I've tried the best as I can not talk too fast. And if there was a change, let me know in the comment section. This is good, Joseph, the one and only. By the God's grace, let's see you in the next one. For now, it's a goodbye. And by the way, don't forget, if you'd like to get a conversation with me, my number is always on the description of this specific video. Yeah, let's just have a conversation. They say, when we start talking, we stop fighting, and vice versa happens. See you in the next one.